Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday.
Welcome to Happy Monday. On today's episode, Kirk talks about the weight of the undone. And now, Kirk Sheppard.
Happy Monday, everybody. You like my fake studio audience? If you know me well, you know one of my dreams has been to have my own talk show. And so if I have to manufacture a fake studio audience to do that, hey, whatever it takes, you know? Hey, welcome to the show. Today we're going to talk about the weight of the undone. That is a compliment to the written blog. If you've seen that over at kirksheppard.com or kirksheppard.substack.com. We're going to keep writing that. That's an important thing as a writer for me to keep doing for my own personal growth, and I like doing it. But we're also going to give you some additional ways to engage with the content via a podcast format here, audio and video. At least today, this is the format. We'll see how it works. I'm really just kind of playing and having a good time creating and trying new things. So if you like this, let me know. If you don't like this, keep it to yourself. How's that? Hey, this week we're talking about the weight of the undone. I realized as I thought about something that happened this week, I have a habit of avoiding things, and I have been avoiding a big thing that I won't get into details about. Know that it's not health related, and I'm fine, but I've been putting something off, and people who are really close to me know what I'm talking about. But I finally started the process to tackle this situation that I should have been dealing with for years. And I realized that I'm not alone, that many of the clients that I work with also have a tendency to avoid things, and I thought I'd explore that a little bit today. So come up with 3 reasons why I think people tend to avoid. I think one of them is fear. That's the big one for me. It's kind of a fear of the unknown. It's facing something that seems really, really scary is hard. And so if we avoid, we think maybe it's going to go away. In reality, that's not usually the case. But another reason people sometimes avoid things is because of perfectionism. They fear that if they can't get it right the first time and do it exactly perfectly, it's not worth doing because it feels too bad to not be successful. And that's something you should be working on in therapy with your therapist. The final thing that I came up with that people avoid, and there's probably more reasons than this, but it's the idea that shame creeps in and sort of paralyzes us. It's oftentimes the case where we feel so bad about something we've done or not done that we get in our own way and we have this shameful identity around it, and that stops us from being able to move forward. But the reality is that the relief that you feel, even though it might be anticlimactic at some moments, is rewarding. Just getting the ball rolling with my situation has been very relieving. And while it wasn't a big, huge relief, huge exhale, it was anticlimactic in that way. That I recognize that there's still a process I have to go through and take care of things. But it wasn't as big of a deal as I thought. And the people that I'm talking to help me are kind and confident and competent. And so it's not as bad as you fear it will be, almost always. So how do we get ahead of it? How do we start the process of tackling things that we've been avoiding? I think there are some steps we can take. One, I think we start small. Whether it's just making a phone call, which is kind of a big deal for some people, or whether it's doing some research, whether it's breaking up the steps to the task or the problem into smaller ones that are even smaller than we can imagine, that can help us get the ball rolling and get momentum going towards the end of the situation. Also, you can set a timer, allow yourself a certain amount of time where you have to take care of the thing or part of the thing, and then reward yourself with something that you enjoy doing. Be also good to have an accountability partner, somebody that you can talk to about what you need to do and have somebody who asks and checks in. Somebody who won't shame you, somebody who won't make you feel bad, but somebody who is supportive. I have a couple people in my life who are excellent at this, and I'm very grateful for them, and they know who they are. I think practicing self-compassion is super important. Recognizing that you're probably not the first person to ever be in the situation that you're in or to avoid this thing that you're trying to avoid. And it might be things just like cleaning the house or doing the dishes. But recognizing that there's probably a barrier that's in the way that you need help with is compassionate to yourself. And that's the last thing on the list, actually, is naming the thing. What is the thing that's causing you to avoid whatever it is? If you can identify that barrier, that's the first step into removing it. So run through those real quick again. Start small. Set a timer. Give yourself limits and reward yourself. Find an accountability partner. Practice self-compassion. And name the thing. You'll find all that over there at the blog if you want to read it in depth and have that to keep. It's kirksheppard.substack.com. Happy Monday. But sometimes the most radical self-care activity we can do is to simply begin. Would really encourage you to take a look at whatever it is you've been putting off, whatever it is you're avoiding, whatever it is you're afraid of, and figure out a way to tackle it. You'll be surprised at the relief that you feel. Welcome here to Happy Monday. This is a format that we're going to try to stick with. We'll see how it goes. I like it. I am interested in also the topic of humility this year. I've been writing about that all year long over at ayearofhumility.net. And July starts a new theme, and it's going to be humility in conflict. And in order to be a little more creative this month, I decided that I would take a table and set that as sort of a narrative center for the topics we're going to explore throughout July. So Thursday, you'll get a new post about having a seat at the table, a story between two women who have some conflict, and we'll give you some interesting fictionalized story to sort of frame the point and the thesis around what I think it means to be humble in conflict. I hope you enjoyed that. I am having a ball writing as much as I can this year. Of course, we've got some books out there. Soul Audit is available. That's my newest and my favorite of the three published books that I have. The Search Party is my novel, and Jesus and Me, Questioning God, Life, and Everything in Between is my faith deconstruction self-help memoir. All those books are available over at kirksheppard.com, or you can get them on Amazon or wherever books are sold. Just ask the bookstore to order it for you. I know Joseph Beth here in Cincinnati does have some in stock of, I think, all three, but I haven't been to check about Soul Audit. I know there's one copy of The Search Party in the novels section, and there's several copies of Jesus and Me that I signed at the book signing there. If you're in Cincinnati, also wanted to tell you, if you like theater, you can go over to the brand new rebranded theater blog that I write called Off Book with Kirk Sheppard. It's offbookcincinnati.com, where we talk about Cincinnati theater and do feature stories, interviews, and I wrote a piece when I got home from The Color Purple at the Carnegie the other night because it was so good I needed to tell you about it. So go to thecarnegie.net to get your tickets, or thecarnegie.com to get tickets. It only runs one more weekend. It runs twice on Saturday and once on Sunday, and it would be an amazing way to spend a couple hours at the theater. The performances are stellar. The power of that material is really, really palpable, and it's one of the best things I've seen all year. Jordan Jones plays Celie, and she is a star. So all the things that I write, you can find over at kirksheppard.com. If you ever forget where to go look, there's links to everything there. And I hope that you'll come back and see me next Monday for more of this Happy Monday content. I'd love to hear from you. Email me at kirksheppard.com. Tell me what kind of topics you'd like me to address, ask questions, or buy a book. That'd be really helpful. Hope that you're doing well. Happy Monday. Be kind to yourselves and each other, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, hosted by Kirk Sheppard, is for entertainment and educational purposes only. While Kirk Sheppard is a licensed therapist, none of the information presented on this podcast should be interpreted or thought of as clinical advice. If you're in need of mental health treatment, go to psychologytoday.com to find a therapist in your area. For more information on Kirk Sheppard, his books, and more, go to kirksheppard.com.